How to change your melodies from looking like this to this. Alright, so check me out. I always ask myself a few questions before starting the video. And one of the biggest ones being, what problem can it solve? You know, and I want to be able to help anybody out there that may struggle with continuing an idea or transforming it into something that's different and unique, that's going to catch a listener's ear every single time, man. A lot of times it's easy to get stuck when you're presented with such a simple foundation. But in this video, I'm going to talk about techniques and different ways you could approach your samples to completely transform your sound. So without further ado, let's get straight to it. All right, man. So so check me out, man. This is the first pattern that we played. You know, I started this off and I wanted to keep it simple, repetitive, and memorable. Right now, staying on that topic of simplicity, you know, I'm pretty sure I played these by hand. Damn. But you can see it's just one chord. Was just drop it down 5 semitones. So with this being the first pattern that I added, it serves as a really good foundation. I made sure not to overcrowd it with any unnecessary notes. You know, it's something really catchy. Staying on that topic of simplicity, I started to ask myself, what can I add next? So what I did is I layered it with a piano. Now, essentially, this is the same idea as before. All that I'm doing is constantly taking one more step towards a bigger idea. But the only thing that is different is I added this walk down right here. I think that simplicity is how precise can I get these instruments or this pattern to play its role. But the intention of me layering this piano is I want to better transition this chord into this chord. And I also wanted to add like some switch ups throughout the melody, so it's not as repetitive, it's not as boring. Now, my intention also with this is to keep it subtle. I don't want any of my notes to be overworking and taken away from the initial vision that I got with that foundation. You do not want your notes to be overcompensating or doing too much work. When making music, whether you're mixing, whether you're adding instruments, you want to add subtle changes and nothing that's too drastic. It'll end up overcompensating. And also, as soon as I added this walk down, this little transition, it took me from point A to point B. So now it's like, how can I emphasize that? How can I emphasize the feeling of the contrast between this chord and this chord? So now in the process, I'm thinking, how can I attack that? So the next thing that I did was I added this mellotron, but it really made a change, man. And again, these are all just simple additions. So boom, man, that's that. So the next thing that I did was I added this little lead right here. I wanted to beef up that transition by me constantly just trying to add these small steps. It's like, okay, I got the main rhythm, and then I got the point that I wanted to emphasize, which introduced that counter melody that I'm looking for. That's what it's all about. It's just about taking one more step closer to that vision that you got in your head. You know what I'm saying? I ain't gonna get all motivational, but that's what counts, man. Are you taking one more step towards your goal? Are you progressing just 1%? But yeah, so I'll go ahead and play you the ideas that we have together. Hold on, let me organize it like this. This might be better. Now again, we're thinking of this pattern as the root, the main thing that I want to drive the sample and to catch the listener's ear, right? This is the most catchy, most repetitive part.
Bitch, make the roof of my mouth itch.
Emphasizing that same feeling that I got from the counter melody. All right, so the next thing that I did was I added these vocals. So yeah, bro, so with these vocals, I wanted to emphasize that walk down, that counter melody, that feeling that I was getting from that. So that's what drew this idea out of me. And this added so much character, authenticity, and movement to that transition. So on to the next. Okay, now with these, man, you can see it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 notes. Then this, it kind of breaks away from that and adds some spice on the composition. All right, so next up we got this bass. So with this, my intention was to highlight that catchiness, highlight the rhythm and the bounce and the sample. Hence why these notes are a little bit more broken up than the other ones that I added. And I'm showing you how all of these ideas, they stemmed from one chord. Right after that, man, I came in with these percussion, and I'm listening to spaces and pockets where I think the melody can be emphasized, because you can see it's space right here, space right here, space right here, space right here. All right, so right after that, I wanted to add some grittiness to the sample. So I'm like, bro, let me go ahead, grab my guitar, and then this is what I came up with. I think that whenever creating a sample and it's simple, it's cool. You know what I'm saying? You don't have to do too much. It's all about how you feel with the notes that you're choosing. So with these, I wanted to keep it simple, but give you a choppy feeling, something unorthodox. Each of these guitar takes, they're playing such a minute role. Right? Then we got this one. You know, each one is taking its turn, each one is getting its time to shine, and it's small changes like this that make something so simple sound more on the complex side. So yeah, man, that's basically a full idea at this point. Now the next thing that I'm thinking is, what else can I add? Because I felt like it was still missing something. What can I add to really take it to the top and solidify the feeling that I want you to get? So I came in with a couple more accents and textures. I'll play the accents first. You know, man, it's texture, my boy, so check me out. All right, so the next and final thing that I added were these vocals, just so I can give the sample a section and a B section. Oh my goodness, stop playing. Stupid shit. That joint is stupid, man. I'm telling you. So on to the effects. This is the first and main pattern. I got studio rack on it. I got this compressor, and I got RC20 to give it that vintage feel, kind of dirty the sample up. As you can see here on my textures and things like that. All right, so for the guitars, I got OTT. I wanted to bring them to your face and give them some life and some texture. I wanted them to be thick. All right, next thing I got is EQ, taking out some of the highs, some of the lows. Because whenever I add OTT, I don't want the air presence to be too sharp. All right, and right here, same thing, man, CLA. All right, so for the vocals, I'll play them to you raw real quick. The first thing we got is CLA. I wanted to make these more smooth, more cohesive. RC20 to give it some crunchiness. And then I added this R channel just so I ain't gonna lie, this might be I don't think I ever used this joint, but it's on here. It's doing its job. So yeah. All right, so this is the bass. Just got OTT on it and some EQ. All right, so for the percussion, you know, I got these both linked right here, and I have some reverb on it. I wanted to emulate room distance with these. I wanted my drums or the percussion feel like it's in a big room. Yeah, so for these strings, I have nothing on it. I just panned it to the right. All right, so for these little bells, man, I got them panned all the way to the left, and I have nothing on them. All right, so for the accents, like all the Ys and stuff, you can see I just took out the lows. All right, now for these B section vocals, all that I got on it is RC20, added delay, got some EQ on there, and then, you know, just some reverb to give it some more space. All right, man, so after that, I went ahead and bounced the sample, and then I sped it up to 130 BPM. So on the master track, all I got is this SSL EQ. You know, I boosted up some of the highs, turned this little knob, you feel me? You know, just did some simple adjustments, nothing crazy. Okay, now my biggest takeaways with this is not to rush your mind, not to rush the creative process. It's all about just getting closer to that vision that you have and not expecting it to be great from the jump. If I was to say like, man, I want this crazy sample, when I started off with this, I would probably get beat blocked, you know, because I'm trying to achieve something unobtainable from a bare foundation. So it's best just to keep taking it one note at a time and not rushing the process. But it's a part of the process to start off not knowing where you're gonna go, and the only way to find this end destination is to just take it one step at a time, take it one note at a time, man. Also to experiment and keep your ears open and receptive to new ideas and try things that you haven't tried before. I hope that you got some value from this video. Hey man, if you're not sharp, man, I got a free sample pack out right now, so make sure that y'all go ahead, tap into my last video, check it out, get it while it's free, you feel me? But yeah, man, I really hope that you got some value just seeing like my creative process and each step that it takes just to transform your ideas, man. So make sure y'all go ahead, like, subscribe. Hope y'all have a great day, man. Make sure you show up for yourself, all that good stuff. Gratitude, peace, love, svrge, we out.